one of my students asked me this question, Ma'am, paano ko po ba gagawing structured ang aking thoughts when somebody asks me a question? So let us assume that this is coming from a student. So how do you answer that question? Yeah, that's a fair how do you answer questions from a teacher like in recitation? That's a fair one. Yeah, at mahirap talaga yun. So what are you going to do? So the first thing that you have to do is you have to be sure what is asked of you in the question. So the structure of a question is that it starts with a question prompt. For example, the WH questions, they are question prompts. So you have to know what is asked when the one asking the question is using these question prompts. For example, the what, where, when, they are asking information questions. So there is a specific or absolute answer to the question. Okay, next is the how. The how is asking the question, the process question. It is a process question. So when you answer this question, you have to have a clause that is starting with through or by. Okay, for example, how do you make your answers more structured when you answer the questions? So the answer would be through doing this, by doing this, through doing the following, step 1, 2, 3, 4, by doing the following, step 1, 2, 3, 4. So there is a process. So it is expected that you will be answering the question with first, beginning, and middle. All right. Next is the why question. So the why question is asking for reasons. So it is in the framework of cause and effect. Okay, so when there is a why question, you have to answer it. Your answer should have the because clause, or because you are going to state your reason. And yes, that's the first thing. Know the cue, know the question prompt. Oh, what is this asking of me? Opinion, reason, or process. Next is have a framework of answering a question. So the most common is introduction, middle, and the conclusion. But there is also another thing which I really sometimes I use. That's what is your point, and what are your reasons, what are the examples, and what was your point. So it's prep. Okay, PREP. So what's the point that you want to make? What are your reasons? Yeah, why you're saying this? Then after that, what are the examples in which your reason and your point is exhibited? Then the last one is you restate your point. If you can rephrase your point, that is better. Yeah. So whenever your teacher asks you a question, you have to know what is being asked of you and then have a framework, have a beginning, have a middle, and have a conclusion. Specifically, you can use the prep. You need to know your point. What is the point that you're taking? What is the reason why you are making this point? Or yes, why you said that this is the point that you want to make. And then after that, provide examples and then restate again your point. That is your prep. I hope you were able to get what I mean. And I thank you for your questions.